Other one for our Winter Orb Witch build. This is a build that a lot of people are playing right now. Ghastly, Bellafor, Fast as Fuck. There was another person too. Shit, I think Tuna played at one point. A lot of people play this build this league. This build's extremely strong. I'm just gonna go over. This is a bit. I did the Slayer one already about 2 videos ago, so I'm gonna do the Witch one this time. So I did talk about this build. I took this build from Fast as Fuck. His channel will be in the description below with the Winter Orb build of his, and then my POE will also be in the description below. But pretty much the build's pretty close to the same. Besides, like, it's a Witch versus Duelist, but a lot of the gear is the same. So we'll do skill tree first. So with the skill tree, you're pretty much taking like Malediction for the additional curse. Nearby enemies, less cold res, cannot be chilled, frozen, more damage, all that kind of stuff. +1 power charge, increased damage per power charge, AoE per power charge. Like, Forbidden Power is what makes the Witch so good with this. It just makes everything take off. And if you don't want to go this version, you can always go like Profane Bloom if you wanted to, stuff like that too. So it's quite interesting skill tree. It's another Glorious Vanity, except this one's Doriani's. I got real lucky on the one that I bought because you're taking it for Corrupted Soul. That I got Ritual of Stillness in the first slot right here. If you have Doriani's, just check what's right here. If it's anything with cold damage, if you get cold damage leech, I would just take it. And if you have cold damage leech, you have like a 3, you can decide if you want to take it or not. I just got lucky and got this one right here, so I just took it for 25% more damage. Do I need this? Not at all. And it's pretty much like going this way just for the more mana. Shooting down here, life and strength, crit nodes. The build, I'm going to say right now, it does get better, like around 90, between 90 and 95, 3 I think it was. The build starts to feel much better, because once you get the crit nodes, your damage skyrockets. Taking all the power charges, leech, Watcher's Eye. This is the exact same Watcher's Eye. This is the double penetration. Penetration for hatred and zealotry. They're like 40, 45x still. Crit cluster. I got this at the end. So we'll do the cluster jewels at the end actually. So it's pretty much just shoot this way. Thread of Hope with large. Just because a large one lets you take stuff like more ES. If you want to take this one, this is my last skill point I just did. For more damage, resistance, crit strike chance. It's like a 3% crit strike chance, I believe, on this one. You have Hard as Ice just for leech, more damage, damage pen. But there's a lot of options with the Thread of Hope. Like, if you want more ES, you can always take this one for more intelligence. If you need strength or dex, you have the point down here. If you want to take some more spell damage leech, you have that here. You can even take this one for 20% more damage. It's just optional, whatever you feel like taking at that point. +1 power charge, life, the power charge cluster, another cluster set, more crit, life, chaos, reduced mana reserve. You do need this. Power charge, another jewel slot you can definitely take. I would take this at my next level. I would respec the next level. I would respec this point off and just take the jewel slot. Life. I mean, it's a lot of life on this build. So the cluster jewels, they are expensive. Because you want one with Blanket Snow, Doriani's Lesson, and Prismatic Heart. This one gives you more leech. Then it gives you your damage pen, all resistance. And the second one is Heart, Snow, and Destruction. Mainly so you can have a Blanket Snow and a Heart on the 2 bottom. So that the Widespread Destruction's on top. Just to save the 2 skill points. And then the mediums are pretty much 2 Magnify and Blasting Power. Just for the extra, it's the same as Slayer. You want 2 Bass Power because then you'll max it out. Crit Strike. And another one, Magnifying Tower Threat, just for more AoE and life. Here's the other magnifier, vast power. And the other one, it's Evil Eye, Master Fear. Just so that enemies you curse take 10% more damage. And you also, you can blind enemies. So it's a defensive layer. And then the jewels are the exact same ones from my Slayer build. I just moved them over to this build. But all resistance, life, and somehow get crit. That's what I recommend. Global crit, global crit strike multiplier, crit with cold skills, crit with dual wielding, cult skills, elemental skills, all that kind of stuff works very well. And just try to get, if you can get 2, go for it. They are going to be expensive and they are hard to find. Like I have the 1-2 here. This one's a corrupted blood with just life and resistance. This one is cold crit, life resistance, life resistant, miss crit, same thing. Trying to go through as quick as possible. Bandits kill all. I haven't done anything with this. I just put it on Luaris and Shikari just cause. So the gear is pretty close to the same. It is expensive, I'm gonna tell you right now, because this is the fastest fuck version. So, and everyone who's seen his videos know that his builds are very expensive. Do you need to go this route? Not at all. I'll go over what changes you can make too, and also like check out like Ghastly's, Balafors, like their videos are gonna be a lot cheaper. It's double void battery. These are increased elemental damage since you don't need the AoE like the Slayer version because you already have like a 26 AoE in this build. And then it's pretty much a non-miss steel skin, level up to where you can. Increased duration, second wind. The second weapon is Val Haze, Val Righteous Fire, and Divergent Frostbomb. I don't like Val Righteous Fire at all. It's probably the skill I would take off the most from this build. I would cut right away. Just because every time I use Val Righteous Fire, because of the changes this league, I've killed myself almost every time. Because when you use it, you lose about 60%, and it's real easy to die within that second you use it, especially in ultimatums. Like, Val Haste is just more for the more attack speed, cast speed stuff. Divergent Frostbomb, more resistant negative. The helmet, mainly all you really want on this thing is a Blizzard Crown, Winter Orb, 2 stages, and get at least a maximum power charge. Like the cold resistance is just quality of life. You can tell my helmet sucks. It elevated really shitty. Still Badge of Brotherhood, but you want Whispers of Doom on this one for the additional curse. And I just put attribute to get more attributes out of it. Chest piece, you don't need an explode chest piece to be honest with you. The only thing on this you really do need is that Frenzy Charge on hit, just because it activates Badge of Brotherhood to give you, I think it's 11 Frenzy Charges. But I bought this for 30x. Do you need it? Not at all. It's just a quality of life. But like, I would recommend, like, get Frenzy, craft the maximum life as maximum ES, get a high life roll. You can even get an ES roll, and get resistance. That will make it feel much better. And you probably would have a much better time with resistance, because that's the reason I'm using the taming, because I don't have the second power charge ring to fix my resistance. But the chest piece, oh wait, helmet, I forgot to go over this one too. Anonymous dash, you don't need anonymous. Anonymous second wind, you don't need anonymous. Anonymous arcane surge is more damage. And enhanced level 4 is just to go with this stuff. Hold on. That's gonna get out of hand real fast. There we go. And then the chest piece, it's almost the same thing. Infused channeling, greater multiple projectiles, get awaken if you can. It's an upgrade that does more damage. Anonymous inspiration, this is the replacement for divergent hypothermia, since you don't need the hypothermia with this build. Awaken control destruction, mine's level 5. Divergent power charge, more damage. And then the 21-23 Winter Orb. It's has some changes to it, but you can always just run the non-awakened versions, alternate quality versions even. Taming ring is just to hold my resistance because I don't have resistance right now. Power charge ring, you do not need a power charge ring. This is like a super end game because double power charge ring is a huge amount of damage, and And this one I just slammed it with Essence of Horror, just for the 4 to 7 added cold damage per frenzy charge, and I got real lucky. Then I got a life and dull resistant with a craftable open suffix on it. But if you don't need this, just get like any type of ring that will help your resistance, life, ES, stuff like that, as a good placeholder for the time being. Like I should upgrade this to an actual one of those rings, but I've been real lazy. Boots, these are the finished version of the boots that I had on the Slayer that I never finished. I hit him with the Aisling Slam, and I got movement speed and chance to onslaught, which is not the worst. At least I got movement speed. But do you need boots with Tailwind, Elusive, Onslaught, movement speed, life? Do you need all that on the boots? No. This was mainly because of the Slayer version needed the Elusive. So that's why the boots are like this. But you can easily just get like a Tailwind anything boots, but like get movement speed, life on it, and you'll feel really good. And it's the same setup, Zealotry and Lighten, so you can reduce your mana, Herald of Ice, and Hatred. The belt is actually a Headhunter placeholder. That's why it's just Strength, Dex, and Life. That's all it is. It's just a big stick. It's like 92 Dex, 94 Strength, and 44 Life. It's just a huge amount of all that kind of stuff. The Abyssal Socket is just Life, ES, and cold damage. The Aspirant's Gentle Touch, these are expensive. Do you need to go this crazy on them? Not at all. This one is a curse enemies with Enfeeble just for another curse. Attacks for more crit. These gloves are nice because they give you, every time you hit an enemy, it gives you temp chains on them. So it's another curse on them, slower them down, helps you a lot. And it's pretty much your Frostbite, Elemental Weakness is your other curses you cast with your level 5 Awakened Hex Touch. And then you cast them with Stormbrand. Only time I use this is on bosses. Flask, Bubbling Divine Flask, Astonishing. If you don't need this one, you can just run the Aisling Promise, I believe. Or Zeri's Promise. Yeah, you just run a Zeri's Promise if you don't need it. And then it's like a Dying Sun, Bottle Faith, Cinderwell Flask with crit, and Alchemist Quicksilver Flask with Adrenaline. I think that's it. So let's do the map showcase real fast. And then we'll also do Cyrus. This is a T16 map. We'll do... No, I was going to do that, but no. Let's just do plain T16, beach. Make it easy. The build's very good, I'm not going to lie. Once you start getting everything going, the build definitely starts getting much better to play. It is definitely a struggle in the beginning. Oh my geyser. But as you can see, the build on the yellow, like a high yellow tier map, it's our T16 map. It's one taps everything, not even trying. Because it costs you curse. Hit this if you want, and he's dead. Like the build's a mapper. Winter Orb's always been a really good mapper. Ultimatums, you have to be very careful. This build is super squishy. So you will die if you get hit by anything really hard. Like the lightning column has killed me in Trial Master fight. But a lot of these are not a problem. It's just you gotta be very careful you don't get hit. You can take a couple hits, but you can't take a lot. But you can see once you get the build going, everything just dies so fast. It's done. We can do Corrupted Blood. But yeah, like the builds, I mean, if I'm gonna upgrade this build needs 3 more upgrades to be done with the build. It needs the Headhunter to replace the belt, Awaken GMP, and then also is gonna want a Headhunter GMP, a better helmet, another power charge ring actually. So like 4 more upgrades needed.